for an extremely serious case that could land you in prison for like 20 years. That you have a full-time job, because that is now a condition of your bond as well. I want to make sure that you're working full-time as well.
John, may I approach you?
Please.
Son Mr. Turribiantes?
You mind bringing him up? Do you speak English?
He does. We're just here to let our get it on.
Just had someone here with the same last name not too long ago, actually.
Turribiantes. Turribiantes, actually. No, man.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I think I got the wrong cause number.
It's 2555746. Yeah.
Okay. On March 15th, 2025, at approximately 2:15 a.m., the officer observed the defendant's vehicle failing to maintain a single lane of traffic. They also observed the vehicle to signal a lane change, failed to signal a lane change multiple times. A traffic stop was then conducted. The vehicle pulled over and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer observed a strong odor of alcohol on the defendant's breath and person. The officer then had the defendant step out, and they observed the defendant to have red, glassy eyes and be unsteady on his feet. The defendant stated that he had one beer at a friend's house. The officer conducted SFSTs on scene. 6 out of 6 clues were observed on the HGN. 4 out of 8 clues were observed on the walk and turn, and 1 out of 4 clues were observed on the one-leg stand. The DIC was read to the defendant, and the defendant consented to provide a breath specimen. The results were 0.136 and 0.139.
What was the stop for again?
The stop was at 2:15 in the morning. He was failing to maintain a single lane of traffic, and then he also failed to signal a lane change multiple times.
All right, Mr. Turribiantes, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run him to see if he has any prior DWIs, please, and a license?
He does have a license and insurance, Your Honor, no prior history.
No prior DWIs.
All right. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, your bond will be revoked. You will go to jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel, and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you, you pick up a new case, you drive without a license, or it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll have you sign a receipt, Victoria. You'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and you guys are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks.
May I have excuse?
Take care.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. You know, Mr. Melendez, you were placed on the diversion program, and you're here now because there are violations. What's going on, Shatori, with Mr. Melendez?
So they aren't asking for an extension. They're just making the court aware that he's averaging 1 to 15 skip tests each month. The probation officer has talked to him about it, and he's saying it's because he forgets due to his work schedule. He's currently enrolled in IOP, and he has to complete the DWI education and cleaning. And he's set to do that on March 26th.
Okay, I'll agree with you. We'll put the scram on him now.
I think that'll solve.
Failed to pay for it. If the battery goes dead, so will this case. I'm not going to entertain anything else. You have any more violations, that's it. Do you understand? You will be put to trial. Okay?
I was going to see if we could read the court costs on this because he is providing for his family and I was appointed.
He's in the program. I can't pay for it.
Oh, it's the PTI.
If he's on bond for something, then I can pay for it, but he's in the PTI program. You're responsible for all the costs. Now you're going to foot a bill of $500 a month for this thing. I mean, actions have consequences. And I'm telling you, if you fail to keep up with this device, the first instance, and I'd like to keep up, on a weekly basis just to make sure you're out. That's it. Okay, Hugh.
Okay.
All right. So we'll send him today to get it. All right, Hugh. Thanks.
She told you. Can you scramble things on it? Sure. I've been printing out a list of places that we could.
Yes, sure.
Okay. You are Brianna Beck.
Yes.
Ms. Beck, you are now charged with theft. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Judge, can I get the case number, please?
255-3536.
3536?
Ready?
Yes. On December 17th, 2024, an officer reviewed an offense report of a theft on September 17th, 2024. According to the report, the complainant reported that the defendant, known to the complainant by name and site, stole 2 espresso machines on August 9th, 2024. The complainant stated the defendant committed the theft at 3 other store locations. The officer reviewed documents that there were theft incidents at 4 home goods locations. The first incident occurred outside of Harris County, Texas. The second incident was investigated by the Harris County Precinct 4 Constable's Office. The third incident occurred on August 9th, 2024, where the defendant and an unidentified female entered the home goods and entered the line to make a merchandise return. Once in line, the defendant ran toward the back where she selected 3 sets of sheets and then walked to the front of the store and rejoined the female in line. The defendant then placed the sheets on the counter and provided the cashier with her state ID. The system denied the non-receipted refund due to excessive returns without a receipt. The merchandise was then returned to the defendant. The defendant and the unidentified female then left the store, passing all points of sale without attempting to pay. The value was $599.99. The fourth incident occurred on August 9th, 2024. The defendant arrived alone at another home goods location and proceeded into the store with an empty shopping cart. The defendant selected 2 espresso machines and then walked to the front of the store and passed all points of sale without attempting to pay, and the security sensors went off. The value was $999.98. The officer reviewed the surveillance footage from the third and fourth incidents and compared them to the defendant's previous booking photo, and they were a match.
All Marshall's Home Goods, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, she's on bond for a theft. She's on bond for a gun case with us now. Where is the first theft?
The first theft is from a Walmart judge. $121.
Ms. Beck, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case, and I'm going to tell you now, I will do everything in my power to protect every person, place, thing in this county. And if I have to put you in custody and make your bond $50,000 because you continue to become a danger to our city, I will do it in a heartbeat. You understand me? I'm ordering you not to go to any Walmart, any Marshall's Home Goods, in anywhere. And I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you so I know where you are at all times. You are not to consume alcohol or illegal. And I'm sending you now for a test so I know what, if anything, is in your system. You're to test and then you're to come right back. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job at this time? What do you do for a living?
I'm a reservationist.
Okay, I want proof that you have a full-time job because that is now a condition of your bond as well. I want to make sure that you're working full-time as well.
And Your Honor, the defendant is also a complainant in this court as well. I need to bring up, we've reassigned these cases so that we can deal with it, and so it's on separate prosecutors. Like I have the other defendant's case assigned to me, and Abigail is assigned this case. If that makes sense. She is
You
listed
guys are,
as, so she is listed as the complainant in a separate case also in court 5.
in what regard?
So she,
Like in something like this, of this nature?
yes, and so, Your Honor, and to.
Okay, so you divvy it up how you want.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that I don't want her to pick up 4th case.
Right,
No, we just want to
Sure,
make you
that-
aware, Your Honor.
yes.
I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? These are your bond conditions. You violate these conditions, I'm going to revoke all of your bonds and I don't understand why you're having attitude.
I don't-
You have now 3 cases. You're rolling your eyes as if you have some kind of. We need to talk about bond. What do you suggest as far as a bond in this case, on the newest theft case?
We would suggest a surety bond on the case, Judge, and leave it up to your discretion in terms of amount, but I don't think a PR bond would be appropriate here.
Well, if you do make it a surety bond, we'd ask for it to be low. She did show up here on her own volition today. And I think she's, at least for today, showing the right attitude about how to handle this from here on in.
Set your bond at $2,500. Cash surety. No more PR bonds. Do you understand? I want to send her for a test right now. So Felicia,
Judge, I can't send her until the bond has been posted, or else they'll take her into custody.
okay, then I'm going to give her a PR bond for now because I want to send her right now.
Yes, Judge. I'll still have to wait till that shop size.
Yep, go for it. Okay, I'm going to set the bond at $2,500. I'm going to give her a PR bond because I want to send her for a test now. You were to test and then you're to come back. Do you understand? Not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Please take a seat.
Do I have to be back here when she returns?
No, I'm not, I want to know what, if anything, is in her system, but I want proof within a week of today of full-time employment, okay? And then depending on what happens with the test, when we come back in a week, we'll talk about how to go further.
Okay.
Okay? Thanks.
Okay,
Hey,
good to see you.
you too. What's up? I like your tie.
Thank you. Likewise, likewise. Your Honor, I have on today's docket, Mr. DeTravius Bell.
Bell. Okay?
Mr. Bell was in custody, so he's under the bond conditions.
He's out.
He's out, yes, Your Honor.
So he's out on bond for an aggravated now, right?
Aggravated sexual as well. At Fort Bend, yeah, so he's on, he's got deferred adjudication out of Fort Bend County, Your Honor. And then he has these 2 new charges that he picked up. I thought you were saying in Harris County.
No, I'm just curious, what all does he have open at this time?
So it's just the Fort Bend County case, Your Honor, and I'm happy to apprise you of the facts and make sense.
No, I'm just, can you apprise what happened in this case, please?
Yes, so on February 24th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a burglary of a residence in progress call in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant, the property manager, and the complainant stated that she was working around 11:30 a.m. and received a call from a witness who was working the pool and notified her that the defendant had kicked down the front door to a unit and the defendant had entered the unit. The complainant stated the defendant had been evicted from the apartment that morning and was given a reasonable amount of time to gather their stuff and leave. Once the complainant confirmed with the defendant that his stuff had been secured, the complainant locked the unit. Complainant stated the defendant still came back and kicked down the front door and entered inside to grab items. The damage was $650. The defendant stated that he was at the corner store near the apartment and that he was not in the unit, nor did he kick down the front door. The defendant stated that he was there to help with his cousin and did not do anything wrong. The officer observed a writ of possession taped to the door, stating on February 24, 2025, the tenant was served and a trespass warning was attached to it. The defendant gave the law enforcement officer a false name, Latravius Bell, date of birth, March 26, 2000. Officer asked multiple times, to which the defendant confirmed his name was correct. And the defendant was later ID'd via APHIS to be Detravius Bell, revealing the defendant to have an outstanding out-of-county warrant out of Fort Bend for failure to appear for the aggravated assault with a weapon.
Can I speak, Your Honor? My understanding of the facts, without saying this is what he said, but it was him and his cousin. The officers were responding to a description. His cousin also has dreads, Your Honor. They were moving out of the apartment that day. He took a break to go to the store to go get an iced tea. And his cousin found out that they had locked the door on him or whatever. And his cousin is the one who kicked the door in. But they both have dreads. He was coming back to the location. If you notice, he wasn't at the location when they detained him. He was coming back to the location. They stopped him and asked him his name. And because he had this out-of-county issue in Fort Bend County, he gave a different name because he wasn't sure why they were stopping him. But he wasn't there. He's totally caught off surprise with all of this. And it's of note that he was residing with his cousin and they'd just been evicted that morning. So they were moving their stuff out. So the conversation reads as if, or the DIMS reads as if it was all with him. It's not reading that it was with two different people.
It,
And you run the NCIC. My concern is that he has an open aggravated assault weapon. Is he on probation or is it just an open case?
he's on probation and it was an open warrant for failure to appear.
Which is why we're
You
currently.
realize that you're on probation for an extremely serious case that could land you in prison for like 20 years. Do you realize this? No, I don't think you do. You can go to prison for a very long time. And it's a 3G offense, meaning that whatever you get sentenced to, you have to do half the time before you're even eligible for parole. So if they sentence you to 12 years, you have to do 6 until you're even eligible for parole. Do you understand? You must live like you have a freaking halo over your head because you've now picked up these 2 cases. Well, I don't even know if you're on probation, but if you are, and now you've picked up these 2 cases, Fort Bend isn't like Harris County. Brazoria isn't like Harris County. Brazos isn't like Harris County. They are a lot tough. Do you get my drift? What are you doing with yourself now?
I currently had a job. I lost a job when I went to jail, but I'm trying to get back to strict oil.
People who have too much time on their hands become self-destructive. Mr. Bell, I don't want you smoking anything. I don't want you using alcohol, and I'm going to test you to make sure that you're not. Do you understand? And I want you back here in 2 weeks to show me what you are doing with your life, either a job or actively enrolled in school. And if you're not doing anything, it's really not going to go well for you. Those are probably conditions that are on your felony probation as it is. Do you understand? So I'm going to ensure that you're not going to fall through the cracks. Get my drift? So you either do it the right way or you're going to end up with me. I'm sending you now for a test.
Okay, got it.
I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you so I know where you are and you're not to go out in the middle of the night. Do you understand? And I want you back here in 2 weeks to show me what you have done. I want to see like 25 applications, or you must be actively enrolled in school. Do you understand? Okay, got it. Thanks, Doug.
Judge, 10